talking shit, you need to cut it. Man, don't nobody want your hoe, man. That bitch smutty. M-L-K. Nigga, cut it. No mercy. Look. Cut it out with that bullshit that them niggas talk, cause them niggas lame. I break it down for a good flip. I smoke purple shit and you don't know me, man. A Caltech in my backpack, a 223, that's all on me. A Glock 40 with extendo clips. Mario with that Nintendo shit. Cut it out with that faking fam. I hit the light switch and watch the road scram. My light switch is a rocket fam. Either headshots or it's diaphragm. So fuck them all, fuck a crooked cop.
A lot of this is systematic, Megan. It goes back to education and the school system and job opportunities. Because when you have a lack of opportunities, then people turn to do something else. But this is a systematic issue with our criminal justice system, with our educational system, and it is a major failure for so many African Americans and people who are poor as well.
You and Peter rap juggernaut. Until they stop, they gon'
What up, though? It's the word. See the title, we gonna talk about it. But first, Cali King, appreciate you, bro. I really do. That's what I try to do, man. I'm trying to build with people, connect with people, share information. If some of my words can help you in a positive way, I feel like I'm playing it forward because it was people in my life that pulled me up. It gave me not even just information, but opportunity, and that allowed me to see things a different way, and change my life and go a different way. So I appreciate that, Kelly. I really do. That means a lot because it means like what I'm doing. I'm doing the right thing, So I appreciate that. But what up, though, y'all, man? Shout out to Biracial. She hooked that up. Let me play that one more time. I really like that. Appreciate. She did it out the love, Didn't ask for nothing, you know. Man, shout out to Biracial. She, like I said, she dope. Didn't ask for nothing, did it out of all love. And they put that much effort in it, and it come out like that, like the imagery, the ominous sound, like everything reflect a portion of my personality. So that's really dope to me. That's what I'm saying. Like in life, it's a lot of genuine people. A lot of genuine people. But what happens is we experience the other side, and when we feel that pain or have that experience, we tend to see or protect ourselves from that happening again instead of looking for the opportunity to connect with people. But this app actually gives us that ability if it's used that way, because now you got enough time and space to feel comfortable with people, to see what people are about, to see the consistency in people, I would say, and then make a better decision before you actually incorporate the person, and you know what I'm saying. So I mean, everything is how you use it. But to the topic, I'm gonna drop the link. It is an open panel. Anybody want to come up? But to the topic, what I'm interested in is like, what do we look for in people to determine like if we should begin to build any type of relationship? If it's a working relationship, you at work and this person cool, we can have a working relationship, a friendship, or even an intimate. Like what are the traits, the values or the morals they display that makes you look at them like, okay, yeah, they're valuable, is worth building a relationship. Because like when me and Cat Daddy was talking yesterday, we both, had a similar feeling when it comes to people we like. The people we like in our life, we're more tolerable to things that we don't like. Sometimes a family member may be doing something or, living a certain way, and it's tolerable because that's your family. But then you see somebody else doing it and you quick to judge them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that because, I did that, and then I had to realize that, later on in my life, I realized that it don't do nothing for me. Like me judging people, me personally, it don't do nothing. Um, Either I can tolerate them or not. I just got to that point. I tried to simplify it. Instead of me going out my way deeming somebody something, either I can tolerate it or not. If I can't, then I get away from them. If I can, some things are Nate. What up, brother? Like some things are just simply intolerable. So nah, you got them extremes. But some things like, um, I give you an example. Like I told my wife, I'd rather have her annoy me than have her not have her at all. I'd rather be annoyed by her than not be annoyed by her. Because if I'm not annoyed by her, she ain't there then, you know. So even in that sense, it's like, um, what she think is annoying is not annoying to me, because I'm able to look beyond the little things and big things. TWP, what's up, Tate? Tate, what's up? Appreciate y'all coming through. I know one of y'all better hit that link. I want to know what traits, and this is all opinionated. Like I want to share this information because you might say something that I never thought of, or you may look at something from a different perspective that I never looked at. So that might need, I like having tools in the toolbox. Y'all know, are y'all familiar with Brainiac? Okay, if you're not, Brainiac was this alien on Superman, right? A super intelligent alien. And he went around to all the different worlds and start collecting pieces of the world to study it for the information. And then he'll destroy the world, but he'll keep a piece of it. So he was like this super intelligent. But the reason why he was so smart because he went around the worlds, the universe, and collected data information from everybody. But he got so greedy that he didn't want them to have it no more. He wanted it all, and he wanted to keep a piece of it. Whatever he didn't destroy, he kept a piece. I feel like the good version of Brainiac. I just want to know how everybody thinks. And that way, if they think something different from me and they way better, I can take it and use it. It's simple to me. It's simple. That's why I'm interested in hearing people talk because everybody got a different life experience. They view it differently, different angle. You never know what angle you might need to travel at a different time. So having this most information, um, or even perceptions, the ways to look at something, you're just better equipped for life. It's just simple as that. Um, we can get into deeper talks and deeper meaning, but the more I understand people, the clearer what I already know becomes. If that makes sense too. So I get as much out of this as anybody who do receive or understand information from it. I'm getting just as much out of it as you are, and that's why it works because it's a fair exchange. Um, One of my mentors, he was a martial arts instructor. He said the best part about teaching is learning because when he teaches us, he learns what he needs to improve and how he can improve it by teaching different type of people. So even at that state of mastery, he's still learning and he's still using something that, um, and he's learning from people who probably don't think they're teaching him or have anything to offer. And that's why I tell people, everyone has something to offer, So You like that reference to Brainiac, bro? That's I promise you. That's what one of my mentors told me that. Yeah, he was like you. He told me I was the good version of Brainiac, but that's what we got to do. We got to share information. Like I said, I'm gonna start another page later. You know, when I got more time, and I'm gonna give y'all the information that I have. But with this page, I think it's better that we share information, bounce things off each other's head. You know. So, Perp, what do you look at? Like, what's the trick? Okay, let me start it off. Let me do it. Um, I ain't say nothing. Perp, I did say something to you. I always say something to you. Perp, I always say something to you. I might have to rewind the video. If I didn't, I apologize. I told you thing one and thing two, and Nate talking crap all night. My brain is fried. All night, that's what I took. Up until 10 o'clock this morning, I was up. My bad, Perp. Hit the link. You can come up. But what I look in, when I interact with people, what I look for, what I desire in a person is like four main things. And then after I see at least one of these things, then I, look at everything else. But I like to see passion, It don't have to be in everything, but just be passionate about something because I want to see the intensity of that passion. Desire. And those aren't the two, they different. But desire too. And I got to see a sense of intrigue. People. I want to see people intrigued. Hey, James. I want to see people willing to, interested in things. And then I like to see firm people. Just real firm people. Like, if they got a solid belief, they can't be wavered. That's like if you was building an army, those are the personalities you look for in generals. But that's what I look at. I mean, there's a lot of other things. We can say loyalty, respect, humility. But those are the four main things. I got to see one of those before I even look at other things, because when you first meeting a person, certain things pop right out, like if I meet a man, like, somebody introduces me to another guy and you can't look me in my face, something wrong with you, bro. You can't look me in my face. I do the handshake thing, but sometimes that'll turn into, a sword fight. But the main thing is the eye contact. If a man can't look another man in the eye, something wrong. So that's always been my personal experience. And you take it to a spiritual sense, but for conversation purposes, man can't look another man in the eye. It's for a reason. Skills, energy, attractions versus words. I do better. Oh, let me put this on the thing. I'm trying to read it, and I'm like, I can't even see it. No one. Yeah, and see that, and then that's the things. That's the things I look for later because, like, there's always room for improvement. So that's why I said I like to see people interested or intriguing, or intrigued, not intriguing, but intrigued, like that they want to know, want to learn, because usually those are the people who see flaws in themselves and they want to fix them once they see them. Like the people who are steady looking for information. I find a lot of times that they're looking for it as a desire, either one power or improvement. So yeah, yeah, I'm surprised. Surprised y'all don't want to hit the link. I should call my mom and tell her to get on here. So my sister's gonna be on here in a couple of days, probably tomorrow. My sister gonna pop up here, two of them. But yeah, call my mama and tell her to hit the link. One of my sisters probably ghost watching, but that's gonna be dope. We're gonna be up here talking crap, man. Y'all gonna hear some crazy stuff because we were sitting there talking like, what we gonna talk about? And then we just start telling stories from our childhood, and I'm like, man, we can't talk about this shit. He's like, yes, we can. I'm like, all right. You the doctor, you the chef. I'm just the word. Okay. So yeah, that should be fun. Um, so what else is it? Because I mean, why do you decide to engage in a relationship with a person? Here we go. This is what I wanted. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm kind of biased. This is
What's up,
number
word?
one. What up? This was the number one selection out of the chat. Patty was number two, but this was number one. So appreciate you, Tay.
You good? I'm gonna go on what you talking about. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
So, when you engage in a relationship with a person, what are the things that you look for? Like even in a friendship, romantic. Even if you go decide to go to business with a person, what are some of the uh, I'm not even gonna say what you're looking for. What do you want that person to have? Um,
Honesty, trust. I gotta be able to trust you. Trustworthy. Um, I have to be able to count on you. I gotta know that you can come through for me. Respect. I guess that's pretty much it. I mean, I can think of some more, but I'm big on respect. I'm big on trusting you and basically being a man and standing on your word. You mean what you say what you mean, you know?
and see, a lot of times, this is what people don't realize. Those are like everything that you said should be the building blocks, of a relationship, of a working relationship. Those are building blocks that I utilize as, becoming a man. Um, and people don't truly understand how easy it really is to interact with people because the trust, two people, the respect, two people, the honesty, dependability. These are all things required to work with one another. But I think a lot of times what happens is people take advantage of the people willing. Um,
I was just about to say that because look, I'm gonna flip the script on you and I'm gonna say from a woman's perspective, when how does a man most likely value a woman, right? And majority of the time, I could be wrong, but I personally feel like if you're that woman, that ride or die chick that have been there by your guy's side, sometimes some dudes don't, most dudes don't value you.
what up,
But
man? Sean, bro? My bad. Go ahead. I was just saying what up to the bro. But go
that's
ahead. My
what's
bad.
up. But if you're that chick that's like unattainable, where he feel like he can't touch you and he wants to get next to you, but you don't give him that, he values you.
People usually desire things they can't have,
They can't have.
and then the things they can have, they don't know how to value.
They don't
This
treat
is
it right.
this is a But honestly, I mean, even going back to like childhood, right? Check this out. So, my mama used to tell me like she used to make me work for everything, and I'd be like, "Mom, why I gotta go? Do all this extra stuff?" She said, "Because when you get what you want, you'll appreciate it."
Yep. Hmm.
So, I'm hustling, bam, got the J's, clean them things every day. I'm talking about anytime I stepped, I had a toothbrush to the sole of them. Next pair of J's she bought me, I dogged them. And she said, I told you. And when she said that, I learned that lesson. And I always, even when I give myself something or reward myself with something, I work for it. It's just built into me now. Even
Fact.
when, even when I'm giving myself something, I do that. So, yeah, that's facts what you just said because the things that come easy a lot of times, or the things that's given to us, we don't
People don't
value it
want.
as much. Yeah, because the things that um, we don't we can't get. And see, that's this the thing though. That's what I be trying to tell people. Like when I was in the chat, I was saying cheat code because she dropped down. Yeah, shit probably popped back up. But when I was in the chat, I was telling people cheat code. This is the cheat code. Like my wife, um, my wife, you can call it submissive, you can call it that I have control or whatever. She take care of me.
My bad.
She's safe. No, you good. She know I'm a protector. She's safe. I take care of her body, her mind, her soul. She has no wants. She has no desires. And if she do, I fulfill them. And she know I will. So like she like what you want, what you want to do. I heard somebody say, women, my wife cook, clean, take care of the kids, and she go to work. My coffee is made in the morning for me. She was trying to learn how to roll joints for me, so I wouldn't have to do it. But my wife also get her feet rubbed every night. There's a lot of different things she don't have to do. I do it. She comfortable. She don't worry about nothing. And if she worry about something, she bring it to me and I take care of it. That's my job. So she comfortable enough to be submissive or whatever you want to call it because of the what I do. Like I don't have to walk around like my wife. When she talk to people, she say my king. I never told her to call me a king. And I never told you to call me king. She said, well, that's how you act. So that's what I'm gonna call you. Hey, I take care of my business. If it's a threat, I eliminate it, and we keep it moving. She don't have to worry about me. So, um, the easiest way to control a woman, and I'm just using these terms not in no disrespectful way, but the easiest way to control a woman is for the woman to give you control, or a woman allow you to control, manipulate. Too. I don't have a desire because my wife don't.
Yeah, but you gotta lead. You gotta be able to lead her in the right direction for her to
Right.
give you that control. And I feel a lot of the time,
And
men.
that's what I'm saying. My bad. Go ahead, sis.
Nah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. No, I was speaking on me, but you were speaking. My bad. No, I was just saying you have to earn it. You have to. That's why I said she has to be willing to give it to you, not forced. That ain't gonna work right. She just give you the reins. That's like when you. Um, it's just you have to earn it. That's what I'm saying. She has to deem you worthy, should I say? And once you do that, it's like there you go.
Yep. She got to give you that control. You have to be able to lead her in the right direction. You lead in the right direction, she'll let you lead. She'll put everything, her guard down and everything, and let you handle it and be a man. But sometimes men feel as though, oh, well, she tripping, she doing this, she doing that. I feel like a lot of the times, if your woman is tripping, and I hate to blame it on the man, but it's kind of like, well, what are you doing? Because women kind of, if the man is good and he's leading the way he's supposed to, the woman is gonna follow. majority of the time. But every everything, relationships are different with everybody. So I just feel like the man is the leader. You hold all the responsibility in that relationship. Of course, you know, the woman as well, but the man is the leader. Hello? Okay, I'll take over. I also feel like too, women, if a man don't value you, move on. Okay? Because we're us women, we tend to want to stay when he don't value you. Move on. Don't get he don't see any value in you. So you just need to move around. He'll never see value in you.
And see, I didn't even know my mic was muted. My bad. I'm like, I'm talking, they don't hear me.
Nope.
Um, but I mean, but you're right. You got to know. That's men and women too. I know Nate in the crowd. Nate, he go box for the man, but I think that's just a human thing. Understand and know your value and your worth. That's something I had to learn. And once I learned it, you learn not to. There's no point of settling. You should get exactly what you want, man and woman. You know, if you're a woman and you desire to be a woman and you want that man to be a man and lead that role, that's what you need. Don't settle for nothing less. If you're a man and you want that woman, that's the problem. You know, um, People settle and then get upset. No, if that's what you want, that's what you want. It is what it is. Um, and don't settle and don't feel bad about because like I heard them talking earlier about like modern women and this and that. That's why I say when it comes down to it, period, dealing with anybody on any level, I have to be able to tolerate them. Because if I'm not, it's gonna be a problem eventually. And that's just through my life experience. The more you learn yourself, the more you learn how to interact with people. Because if I can control myself within the interaction, um, and the person can control themselves, then we can have a good interaction. You know, it's always gonna be people go misinterpret something somebody said. That's always gonna happen, just because of the way we think. We all think different. We have similar thoughts, but I may say a word, and where you from, and from your experience, that word has a different meaning or understanding. That happens all the time. So if we both got control and we're both willing to understand and communicate, then we can build from there. So that's why I think it's important to actually look for different traits that you can. I use the term tolerate. We can say like different things that you like as far as communicating with people, interacting with people, because eventually, if you don't like something, it's going to become a problem. That's just it is what it is. Is It's someone out there for everyone. So
What make Gucci and Louie valuable?
the name,
The name.
the same. That's crazy because in them same factories they make other things that's way cheaper. Like in the same belt factory, is the name. Um, well, is the idea of the name, the perception behind the name.
And could we blow it up and make it seem bigger than what it is?
Yeah.
We done made it a household name.
Well, I mean, even and see that's why I like thoughts because I'm just saying the name. What you saying is the people who buying it. You know, um,
Yeah.
and that's fact too. That's fact. That's what make it valuable. Um, the people who buy it.
What about
That's what
crypto?
crypto. I ain't
Cryp-
messing with that. Oh,
but
you said who?
crypto is technically not really worth anything, right?
Right.
Isn't it right? Something like that. But the people make it valuable.
Mm-hmm. We make everything. I had I don't know, it was probably 2 nights ago when I was talking about money. This U.S. currency is literally built off off of debt, right? It's said on back of the dollar, so fair use or whatever is on the back of the dollar is built off debt, and we have common sense and we're intelligent people. What is debt? Debt is when you owe money. Who owes debt in this country? The people. Look at the debt ceiling. Why do you think they keep printing money? Because we keep going deeper in debt. They don't try to fix that debt because that's the currency of the United States. Technically, how don't you see us all as slaves when we paying taxes? We paying this debt.
Fact.
Like when you look, like it's on the, like it's nothing. Like when you say, it's the way we analyze and intake information. And a lot of times we look past things, but a lot of stuff is like literally right there in our face. You can't tell a lie without putting a little bit of the truth in it. That's what makes it pretty. That's what makes it pretty lies because they got a little bit of truth in it. So a lot of times they tell you to look left when you're supposed to be looking right. And like I said, I'm a coming. I when my studio is done and I can get on my big computer. Um, I'm gonna start dropping some stuff because what you know is north is really south. That's crazy. Like the um, even think about this. Think about this concept. The way you look, right, out your eyes. Do you know your brain flips the image around? Like if you
Wait,
Google
say that
uh,
again.
the way you see, right, you really see it upside down, and your brain flips the image around.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I didn't
even
know
think,
that.
yeah. Look, when you get a chance, I'm gonna talk about that. I'll pull up a little article about that. But just that, I mean, like really, you upside down. Your brain has to turn the images around from the way you look at stuff, the way the light bounces off of something and
Oh,
comes
that
back
would
to
make
you.
sense. Yeah.
So even understanding that concept, that's why I said what you think is north or south. Like a lot of the way they teach us is look how they trying to mess math up. They're trying to confuse you with this new age math they're doing. They trying to confuse the kid. Um,
On what math?
that I don't even know. I don't even subscribe to it. I forgot the name of it. But the way they trying to teach kids how to do math now is
Oh,
like
like the
told.
new way?
Yeah, man. That nah. Um, they doing too much. Keep it simple and keep
I
it
really
moving.
never understood math anyway. Why do you need why do we need to learn all of that anyway? Because
Oh,
all I need to know is add and subtract and things like that. All of this 2y equal. I don't learn that when I get out of school. I don't ever use that anymore.
you don't use that. And see, I tell you, I use. Now this might sound crazy, but I use geometry in martial arts. Uh, I use different angles. So, like, understanding the different angles and um, the distance is key in martial arts. And if you have a deeper understanding of math, um, you have a deeper understanding of how to utilize different angles. Um, so that's when one work with the other one. So I would say in that sense, and then um, in meditation, in different yoga forms. Uh, in different yoga forms.
How
It
do you
is
use math in yoga?
the different angles, um, the different pressures. Like I don't like like Tai Chi is a well known, but it's a difference in the martial arts and the actual um, the yoga because the martial arts yoga is just like play. I'm not gonna say like play, but like a warm up. Um, that's what yoga is. The actual sense of the yoga comes from martial arts. but the yoga was always like more the stretching of the martial arts. When you talk about like Tai Chi, a lot of the different yoga positions are um, martial arts positions or stances. But no, I know what you're saying. A lot of stuff that we learned in school is like uh, you don't use it.
Yeah, I'm not even in that martial arts stuff. So I don't even.
You should
Um,
get into it, Tay. I think you'll be good. Liz, what up? I think
martial
you'll be.
arts,
Yeah, I think you'll be good at martial arts. You know, they had martial arts in ancient Egypt and in Africa before it was in China.
everything was there. What do
Yeah,
you mean?
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You got in there, you probably turned to like a, a, a Chung Lee. I can see Taylor and Martin with all that fire. Man, you have fun
I
with
don't think I want to learn because I've been beat somebody ass for real.
it. Oh man. But yeah, I think in respect, like that's what I don't understand. Why is it so hard for people um, to respect other people? Like if somebody giving you respect, like why is it so hard to give it back?
I don't know. Yo, Cat Daddy say yoga hurt like a motherfucker. I don't know why it's hard for people because I don't know. I was raised to give respect, so maybe because they were not raised to be that way. Maybe that is
I was thinking
that's
about
something
that.
that's taught. Yeah, somebody got to teach you that. And if you're not taught that, you're probably not going to respect other people or your elders or things like that. Because like me growing up, my parents was old school, so they didn't play that. Like, you said yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Um, like kids today, they'll sit down, they'll be sitting in the seat, and it could be no more seats left. I remember as a kid, my dad would say, "Get up and let the grown people sit down," and he would make us stand up. Nowadays, you can see a kid sitting in a chair, and it's adults just standing around, and the parent don't make their child get up.
Yeah, it's I think even in some households, we forget to let the kids be kids. We try to make the kids grow up too quick and let the kids grow up too quick. Um, kids need to be kids. I didn't have that opportunity. Like my grandma had me. I had responsibilities at a young age, and then when I moved to the hood, it was like you got to grow up quick. But I ain't really. But my mom made it fun. Christmas, birthdays, all that stuff was fun. But it was like I didn't really have that opportunity. So now that I got kids, I'm letting them be kids. They're not my friends. They're my kids. I got a responsibility. But then you get older. Like my dad didn't drink with me until I was like close to my 30s, I think. Never had a beer, nothing. And even now, it's not like we party or anything. You know what I'm saying? These are my parents. Um, we
Mm-hmm.
party, have fun, like holidays and birthdays and stuff like that. But I ain't going out to no club. Um, But even that's cool, once you get to that age. But when they kids, let them be kids, treat them as kids, groom them, rear them. As Queen would say, rear
Did you
them.
ever regret the fact that you had responsibilities early?
No, I don't, honestly, because it saved my life, you know.
Right.
Um, it saved my life because, even, doing what I did, I didn't, um, I had enough in me to pull back, step back, and know better and do better. I say it like that. So, um, yeah, it saved my life. Having understanding responsibilities, it kept me out of certain situations because I had responsibilities. Um, Being respectful, like even in the street, like respect go a long way. So, being respectful to people, I was able to build relationships easier. be cooler with people, So, yeah,
The
that
people, even in the streets, they used to have respect, right? Now in the
yeah,
streets, they hardly even have respect. Because back
nah,
then, it was like women, kids are off limits, and old people,
mm-hmm,
right? Nowadays,
mm-hmm.
it's not like that. Women are not off limits anymore. Kids are not off limits, and old people,
And
they'll
see
kill
that,
them in a minute. They won't think
and that,
twice.
and like you said, when we was coming up, when you was coming up, when I was coming up, we had to respect the elders. When these new kids coming up, they haven't had that enforced in them, so they look at the elders as a plate. Like you said, it was women, children, and old people. You protect them. You don't let them get hurt. I remember this dude broke into the old man car across the street. We snatched him out the car. It was like five of us. Snatched him out the car and whooped him. And he never came back. You know, we ain't let nobody in our hood mess with the older people. We
Right.
protected the kids in the hood. People used to come driving down the street, crazy kids out there playing with, jump on the car. Like, what is you doing? You know, um, but that's what we did. Uh, and nowadays, like you said, it's like survival of the fittest. No matter if you old, young, or uh, you just gotta survive because they look at you as a plate, and that's a problem too. What up, Realists? Who all came in? Miss QT, appreciate you coming through.
Miss QT.
Miss QT in the building.
Nate, you at
Real,
work?
Realist one in the building. Frankie, what up, brother? What up, Frankie? Yeah, if one of y'all want to hit the panel and join us too, feel free. We just talking about traits we see in people that we look for in people when we want to build relationships. Like, what is it? What makes a person of value to you? Like, you look at this person, like, I can rock with you. That's what I look in people. Like, if I can, like, when I'm building a relationship, like I said, when I see desire in people, when I see passion in people, those people I know, they got that fire and they willing to build. I like to build with people. I feel like if we ain't building some type of relationship, some type of business, some type of movement, something, it's like, then what we doing?
What makes people want to value you?
What makes people want to value me?
Yeah,
Am I?
yeah. Like, what just value other people in general? Do you think? And I mean, like, as far as like, is it because they are relatable?
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm
They
saying.
see
Cause
something in them that, yeah. Like, what do you think?
no, that's you hit the nail right on the head because everything I said, that's me. Everything I said, passionate. I desire. I'm intrigued. I always want to learn things. Everything about me. When I see aspects of that in other people, I know what it did for me, so I can relate to that. See, this is why I didn't want to say it like I wanted somebody else to say it. This is why you was my number one pick, though. I knew you was gonna say it. I was waiting for you to ask me that question. I was waiting. That's why I got excited when you asked it. But yeah, that's what it is. It's that thing that's relatable. That's what people associate. I didn't want to say it. I wanted somebody else to say it. But
Oh, okay.
that's from the topic. That's from the time I typed the topic. From the time I said it yesterday, because Vegan Kitty said something similar. Um, so I knew like y'all energy is so amazing, and that's what I'm talking about too. Is like when you um, that that creative energy, that nurturing energy, when you tapped into it, like your passion, you know, your
Mhm.
passion explodes that frequency. And that's what draws people to you. That's what draws people around you. Um, but yeah, that's dope. I knew you was gonna say it eventually.
Yeah, I just I wanted to know, you know.
Yeah, but it's that relatability. The things, a lot of the things that you see in yourself, and sometimes it's even things that um, you're desiring to be. You know, when you see
Yeah.
something, you know, when you see something like, dang, I want you put yourself around the things that you want to be. You put yourself
Mm-hmm.
around the things that inspire you. When you do that, um, when you do that, you get a better idea, better clarity of what it takes to become that and what it means to be that. You know, that's why I got mentors. I get I got three active mentors, and I think, man, like I said, if it's something that you um, are interested in or desire to be, man, don't be afraid to reach out to an older brother, someone who been through it, who did it, who understand. And look, even Cat Daddy right now, I'm looking at Cat Daddy. You know, me and him ain't talk about it, but just the information and um, the interaction. I look at him as an OG. You know, so
Why? I got a question for Cat Daddy. He said, "Why would you meet new people and you look for traits you can't tolerate? Why would you? Why do you go in looking for traits you can't tolerate?"
because with those, man, I'm on the same. He said the opposite of what I said. When I said, I look for traits because once you identify when you can't tolerate, like when I said, when you can't tolerate something, eventually it's gonna be a problem. So if you identify those, you eliminate them. He, I'm doing it one way. I'm looking for things because this what happens too. This is the flaw in the way I do it, and I'm aware of it. This is because I see things that I can tolerate, right? And I start dealing, and eventually, because I went in looking for the
I was
positive, I
just
didn't
going
see the
to
net.
say that.
Yeah. So now this is the
Yeah.
thing. This is the thing. This is why what I was just speaking about Cat Daddy. This is why I look at him as an OG because he does the same thing I do. He just does it in a more effective way. Um, because he identifies what he can't tolerate first, and that eliminates, now he can focus on what the positive thing.
As
And
long
see,
as you're doing it in a healthy way. Because if it's to the
yeah,
point of like you're nitpicking everything, then it's gonna, it's like you're
yeah,
never going to see value in anyone, and you could miss out on some bomb relationships because you're going in just looking at the negative.
and that's fact. And I would say for Cat Daddy though, for me, this is why I do it my way because I'm still learning my boundaries of tolerate. He been doing it for a while. So that's why he explained it the way he explained it. He has better clarity of um, his likes and dislikes right now than I do. I say that. But yeah, what you're saying is 100%, and that's why I still go in looking first, and then eventually, because sometimes um, what I couldn't tolerate, just say 5 years ago, I can tolerate now. It ain't a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So yeah, what both y'all saying is fact, and that's why like I love having these conversations because um, you do get the different aspects, and you can build because uh, like I said, the way I can explain something the way I do it, and you can give me a con to it, and that can bring awareness. So
Hmm.
now I'm aware when I'm going in to be mindful of this too. That's why I like building. You know,
Right. Okay. Well, I just want to say this, and then I'm
what
drop
happened to Perp?
down. Huh?
You trying to leave me? What happened to Perp? Perp, why you leaving? She going to sleep? Okay, my bad. I thought something happened.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I know Nate in the chat. He ain't about to let nothing happen to Perp. But now you trying to leave. Okay.
Your chat don't be trolling like that.
You said, huh?
Your chat don't be trolling like that. But I was just gonna say, like for the women part of it, as far as valuing yourself, you have to learn, you have to go into a relationship saying what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. And when that person steps that boundary, you have to leave. You have to value yourself and leave, because if you stay and tolerate, majority of the time your value goes down,
Mm-hmm.
and people don't value like they did in the beginning. So I just feel like as a woman, you have to really, put your foot down, really think about what you want, what you're gonna tolerate, what you're not gonna tolerate, and explain that to him as well. Cause once he crossed that boundary, then that's it, and let him know that's it. You're gone. You're done.
It really said that goes for everyone respectfully. Yeah, she they go speak for the
It
women.
goes, but I feel like
Yeah,
men are great. I feel like men are better at valuing themselves than women.
I would say that too.
Right. I feel like men, um, majority of the men will be like, "No, I'm not putting up with that. I'm gone," or
Right. I think,
"No, I'm not dealing." Now you do have men who will stay because they in
who
love and stuff like that. But I feel like a lot of us women, we will stay and we won't respect ourselves, and we lose our value in the relationship. But of course, it goes both ways.
but that's straight facts. I feel, man, like the ego and the pride to kick in eventually.
Hmm.
And
A
most
man
men,
ain't gonna let him do a woman do him dirty like that majority of the time.
yeah, but some dudes stick around. Like I ain't gonna lie, I stuck
Uh-huh.
around. I stuck
Yeah.
around. I had to learn my lesson. I stuck around too long, but I think women. I say it like this: sometimes when women, the biggest difference is the abuse. You know, in those type of relationships when you stick around, because with the man, the woman might just be dogging you out. A lot of times when it comes to the women, it's a lot of emotional and sometimes physical abuse going on too. Um, so I would say, um,
Men could be manipulative, okay? I really feel
yeah,
like a man could look at a woman and see value in her, but bring her value down because he didn't told her, ain't nobody gonna want you because you got 5 kids. Don't nobody going he will talk to you so terrible to where if you don't know any better, you would have been and lost all respect for yourself. And it just, I'm telling you, I done been through it.
you know what would be dope. I think we need like we should do something like this. Um, we got men in our community, um, and we talk about man issues. Y'all women talk about women issues, and then we come together and bounce it off of one another, and get the perception, because the same thing can happen, and we both looking at it different ways. But if we take those two different ways and put them together, we get a clearer picture. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at
Mhm.
stuff. That's why, like, I don't really get into debates with people about their ideas, because I want to hear it. If it's essence to it, let me take that out and incorporate it with this, and vice versa. I think that should be important, because, like, what happens sometimes, like, you would be speaking from a woman's standpoint, you know, and then a man to be speaking from a man's standpoint. And what happens is, like, hold on, I'm talking about women. Hold on, but what about men? And that'll go on a lot. Versus us saying, damn, that's the woman experience, this the man experience. Um, let's find solutions, because the experiences are similar, but it's different. Just like what we talking about, staying too long. It's the same thing. Men do it and women do it, but it's to the levels. And once we understand the situations of why men stay too long, and both of them both boil down to the fact that it's self love, self value. Value yourself enough to get out of things that don't benefit you. That's what it boils down to. But it's different variables involved. Like I said, the abuse factor. Women do that same thing to men, manipulate them. You get a fine woman and you ain't looking that good. You kind of bummy. Or you get an older woman, you young, she got the apartment in the car. You got that fear of loss. That's what it is. That's what they hit you with, that fear of loss. They use that in business tactics, but we use that on people every day. You ain't gonna have this no more. You ain't gonna find this. Ain't nobody gonna be willing to put up with you the way I am. That's the fear of loss. Hey man, I'm wired different. I know, ain't I? I'm raised by, well, my mom wasn't single. She had a stepdad. He was just an asshole, but I ain't gonna say, oh man, like I ain't gonna categorize a bunch of people up, bro. Uh,
Yeah, I never feel like it's just always one sided. Like even when I'm speaking, I say, okay, with women, and I say, well, men too. You know, I feel like I always, huh?
but no, you, and as a subject, you notice I just speak for the men because I don't know the women experience, but I'm interested in it because I want to know. I want to know. I don't. I, what happens is a lot of times people start comparing, and when you do that, you make one side feel insignificant. That's why me personally, even like if we having a conversation, like what you was just you're giving us the woman's experience of self value, self love. You know, um, so even in this conversation, we stick to that. But honestly, we got dudes in the crowd, so realists gonna be like, shit, man, too, and it's fact, But you giving your experience. That's why, we should get realists up here and let them get a man experience. That's what I'm saying. We both hear what the experiences are, and we hear the problems to both of those experiences, and then we help each other with the solution. There's no comparing because we can't compare one experience. Like this is I can prove it. We can pull up studies, but when it comes to who's the most abused in today's society is black women. I'm talking about down to the imagery. Is like they try to devalue. I'm talking about, we could say black men, get attacked and beaten, killed, but the image, the value that this is the black woman, you
Right.
know. Um, and that, I mean, like I said, we can look at studies, we can look, that's just what it is. Um,
Mm.
and the more um, we can't just ignore the attack. Um, I think we can't ignore it. But at the same time, we still got another problem because the black man are being attacked. We've been demasculated. We've been, I like to call it niggerized. That's what
Hmm.
we've been niggerized. It's more cooler to be a thug, a gangster, than a man. Um, that's the image of us. So we have a problem. But one ain't, to me, one's not bigger than the other. They both important, just like we both important. We need one another, but we can't sit here and
I
determine
mean,
who's. But this is what I'm saying. This is the way we handle that. We have strong women like you. We got strong men like Realists. So let's attack these problems and then come together. That's what I'm saying. One's
mm,
not bigger than another. We got to solve both of them. We got, but if we do it, I mean, think about this: the image of the black woman. How do you fix that? Be the example, be the model. Okay, no, that's not it. And then we be vocal about it. That's not what it is. This is what it is. We don't accept that. This is what we accept. Same thing for the man. Nope, you're not a man. This is what it is. No, just stop. Just do it. We be the example. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's the easiest way to fix it. And don't take shit. That's the that's our problem, man. We take too much shit. Fuck that, man. I can't like when it comes to who I am. That's just what it is. And I'm not accepting nothing less than what I am, and I'm not gonna let nobody devalue me. I'm not gonna do it. But this is the thing too. I got enough confidence in myself not to allow that stuff to happen to me personally. And people feel that, they feel that about me. Like when I go places, when I speak, like I be in a room with, my wife Middle Eastern, so I'm in a room full of Middle Easterns, and they talking about this, that. I be telling them what their culture is, and they can't debate me. And when they try, I just make them look stupid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. I'm gonna set the example. You think you know what a black person is until you meet me, and then what you gonna say? Now you got to change your perspective. I didn't. Um, that's why I said it's
Really,
different.
I agree with what really over here talking shit for. But nothing is. I don't want people every time I speak. I don't want people to feel as though I'm saying everything is absolute. Nothing's never absolute. What is it like the Hermetic principle, the law of correspondence? Is that the one that goes with that? Like nothing is never just absolute.
Absolute, yeah.
That's a law. So when I speak, I'm not speaking just that way. I do understand that both parties do go through different things. But as far as what Franco said, he said that was by design. Exactly. And I feel like it is by design. But then
Hmm.
to come back and be like a big we put on clout for a big bag, like, okay. If y'all would
It,
be man enough to do what y'all supposed to do and take care of your homes, you wouldn't be have to going out find a bag.
but see, I don't think that don't associate with you. I understand what you're
Nah,
saying.
I don't associate with me.
Yeah, that don't, and because it's this is just this is fact right now. Even on this app, people will sell their soul. Um, people will sell their soul even on this app for pennies. You know, um, so in life, like this, is what I tell people: I never have a price to do anything. Me personally, you can't pay me to do something I won't do for free. You can't do it, and that sounds crazy. But what I'm telling you is, I'm a genuine person. I want to help people, and if it's like even when I worked as an anesthesia assistant, um, there's a couple times where I could have went in there and demanded a raise, and I didn't because I just enjoyed what I was doing. I like helping people. Um, so I mean, I don't have a price. Money is a tool to me. Um, I've seen people when I say sell their souls for 20,000, and when I say sell their souls, I mean you went and did something that you can never take back. It's stuff gone. You know, and you don't even know why, but you did it for money. And right now, that person is internal hell mentally. So when I say sell your soul, when I say I've seen people do that, um, when you have a price, somebody had that bag, and you don't know what they gonna do or the position you put yourself in. So I always tell people, be careful of that doing things for money. I mean, you work for money, yeah. I'm talking about, yeah. Be careful because that selling your soul is real, and it's not the way in the way we think. It's doing something that you wouldn't morally do. Um, Normally wouldn't morally do, but you're putting your morals to the side. Um,
Black women are the most educated ones that are going to college and graduating.
22. You said, huh?
Black women are the most educated ones that are going to college and graduating.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing, black men? Why she chasing the bag? Because
And,
black women out here getting degrees, believe it or not. Black women are out here winning.
I mean, that's fact. My sister just graduated with her doctorate degree. Um, that's fact.
What up, old head?
It's some black dudes out there doing their thing though.
I mean, it is, but
But
let's be honest.
statistic. I
Financially
mean,
wise, if you want to compare the black woman to the black men, for not financially wise, who's winning? Black women.
black women.
So don't be out here talking about, oh, she just getting a bag. Like black women out here getting a bag, and they getting it the right way. They're going to college, getting degrees out here. Okay, so
We need to flip that though. We need the women back in the home.
right. So y'all need to
Yeah.
do what y'all need to do. And I'm not talking about you, but
No, no, no. I feel you 100. No, I don't associate. I'm a unicorn, man. I'm a leviathan. I'm built different. I don't associate myself with nothing. Like, I don't put myself in those categories. Um, I just think you limit yourself when you do that. Uh, that's just one of my concepts. No category.
you limit yourself when you do what?
Um, when I associate myself to a category, like even when I
Oh
say,
yeah.
how they say, like, you want to hear something crazy, and I don't know if you know Write It or Profit, but I was like, I never accepted that alpha male. I'm like, nah, man, I don't do all that, and I don't accept it because of Greek culture, but I didn't know. Um, in the lineage of the term alpha male, the meaning, um, it was when the bigger male mounted the beta male, the alpha male mounted the beta male. So that's like I'm straight. Nah, so I don't put myself in those categories because when you do, you start trying to live up to the ideologies associated with
Mhm.
it.
And people
So,
expect you to be in that box, and then when you decide to
yeah,
get out that box, people want to still keep you in that box, and it's like, no.
right. That's why I don't even do it. 22, what up, brother? I don't know if I said what up. Hey, man, 22 had a monkey playing in his head the other day.
When on his live?
No, he came. He was on my live. He was on my live. It was me, him, and Papa
Shut
Will. And
up. When was
he
it?
had he had just got to the Philippines, and he was sitting there smoking, and you just see this monkey playing in his head. I'm looking like, man, that dude living a life, man. That's what's up. Shout out to 22. That's my boy, man. That's my boy. Yeah, I don't do categories, realist, bro. No, yeah, you can find yourself in a box. And people be trying to live up to that shit. And I'll be sitting there looking like, man, you really don't know, bro. That's like even when we was talking about the street, right? You get these dudes running around, I'm gangster, gangster. You get caught up. You turn to Mary J. Blige. What's my man? Just he was singing on Young Thug today. Like, oh, I thought you was gangster, bro. See that? But that's what I'm saying. Like, I was straight, man. Make more sense.
Ain't the alpha male associated with like the lions?
Well, that's when I was researching that. When you go, you have to go. I get the reference. I know you like research, but in the grammatic or the old English sense, is associated it with animals, but in the Greek origin of it, it literally stated that the alpha male, um, talking about within Greek society, not the animal kingdom, the alpha male within Greek society mounted the beta male to show dominance.
Okay.
Yeah, and you got to remember them Greeks, man. They started a lot of that crazy shit, that androgynous shit. Um, but yeah, they do it in the animal kingdom, and that's what they was observing. Though you got to understand, like in ancient times, that's what they observed. They did what they observed. So, and the Greeks was real big into comedic. So they observe nature, not with the understanding that the Kemetic or the Egyptians did. So when they seen a male lion mounting another male lion to show dominance, they thought they were supposed to do it too.
Right.
Yeah, they thought they were supposed to do it too. So nah, that's where you get a lot of early beginnings over in the east. The blood sacrifice. Um, it was within the Greek society. That's when it came out. Um, with the Olympic Games and motherfucker, man, that shit was crazy. Um, but yeah, if I have to label myself, I say I'm more of an apex predator, like the T-Rex. I don't bother nothing. I don't bother nothing. I eat what I need to survive, and I keep it moving. You come in my territory, I'll tear it up. But I got enough strength to know that the power is me not using it. So that's how I rock. Well, I'm more of an apex predator, and that was given to me by Ryder. So shout out Ryder the Prophet. That's my boy.
All right, word. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and drop down. I'll be in the chat.
I appreciate you, sir.
Yeah.
Frankie, what you said? Yeah, trying to surviving and living, and that's the I had to experience both, really. Surviving, and then I experienced living, and then I realized that when you start living, you want to get rid of that whole survival, um, because it feel better, you're doing better, but um, you need balance. That's what I'm learning. Like, because you indulge in too much of one thing. Um, like Leticia, shout out Leticia. I don't know if she in the chat, but she put in I'm gonna probably share that post. She put being woke or conscious is not um doing all positive, but having a balance with the positive and negative, and that's true. One does not exist without the other. You need negativity just like you need positivity. They clarify one another. But in instances, if you got to defend yourself, you can't do it nicely. You need some of that negative energy. Um, so having a balance, but having the wisdom to understand when to use one and when not to use it. That's the key. That's what harmony is. Being able to shift without a disturbance, from positive to negative. That's why the law of harmony is important. Um, that's a deeper understanding of it. Being able to shift between the positive and negative, restoring balance is harmony. And that's the shift and understand how to do it, when to do it, why you do it. Everything should have a purpose. All that bullshit because I'm just a regular man. Surviving and living. Yeah, that's the in life. In life, you 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 generally want to make good impressions on people, right? But I think if you do it genuinely and your attention is pure, I think that'll happen. But when you overdo it, you acting. That's you literally acting. When you overdo anything, you're acting. So uh, my intentions is to make a good impression on people, but I'm not about to act. I'm not about to do something. Um, I'm not about to. I'm not. I can't entertain. I can play. I can bullshit. I can talk shit. Joke and have fun with people, but I can't put the clown nose on with the white paint. You know what I'm saying? And I can't do all that. Um, I don't know. Everybody built different. Some people are born to entertain. I guess. It's just in them. um, yeah, you can't, and that's what duality is. Yeah, Frankie, I got a video on that, bro. Um, yeah, that's what duality is. That's why these universal principles are so. I was listening to Eve James earlier, um, and she was talking about the use of the N word versus the use of, I'm gonna say it, cracker, because in all actuality, it's not a bad term. Um, it's not something that oppress people. You can say it's a racial slur, and it's really not, because I had a white man tell me, um, "Hey, you call me cracker. You just letting me know you know who I am." And I'm like, "What the hell he mean by that?" Uh, he said, because, and that's how I learned the term cracker. That they That's what they used to call um, the guy who cracked the slaves. So he's just saying down south is different from up north. He said, "You just acknowledging who I am. Like, I'm above you." That's what he was telling me. And it was my cousin who called him that. So that's what he said. Like, I don't care. It don't bother me. But the N word is different. Um, so she was talking about that. And I started thinking about just how we accept stuff. You know, when you accept things, you open yourself to more of it. Um, when you go with things, you open yourself to more of it. Just like Tay was saying, you got to love yourself more. Because if you love yourself more, you wouldn't tolerate certain things. You'll get out that relationship. You'll know your value. That's what Tay was saying. You'll know your value. If you know your value, you won't allow other people to devalue you. You can't accept that. And that's what you're doing. You're accepting things. And we do it on a mass scale. You know. That's why none of these other groups, you don't see them battling and fighting and being disrespected the way we do. The way melanated people do. You don't see no other groups get disrespected because they come together and they don't tolerate that shit. They don't accept it. They don't accept it. No, you ain't putting us on TV getting beat by cops in the street. You ain't putting us dead in the street. You ain't go create a whole ideology of a crime around our race. You don't hear nothing about no Asian on Asian crime, no Jew on Jew crime. It happens because people hurt people close to them, but you don't hear them because they ain't gonna accept that. But we do. Not only do we accept it, we feed into it. Again, these categories. We make excuses. Me personally, right? This is just me, right? No knock against nobody. I don't even want to use this word because I don't want nobody to take it out of context. Um, but it's a familiar word, so I'm gonna use it anyway. So if I sit up here and say I'm messy, right? If I just say, "Oh, I'm messy," and I continuously tell y'all that, and when I do stuff, this is what y'all go do. Oh, that's just that person. They told us that. No, I told you I had a problem. That's not a way of life. That's a problem. You had to fix that. But a lot of people just accept it. And when it's done, it's a built-in excuse. I used to like my family to tell you, I used to be a hothead. I used to snap. And when I did it, everybody was like, oh, that's just him. No, that was a problem. That was a problem. So I had to fix it. I had to learn patience. I had to become more humble. I needed balance. Because if your one thing is another end of that, and that's what if it's a problem, that's what you should be striving for, the better end of it. You just go sit there and accept this is just what it is. Yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying, Tay. Because them Asians wasn't playing it. You had 2 Asians knocked upside their head and they got a hate bill. That's what I'm saying. Think about that. Why did they get that hate bill? Because them Asians came together and said, y'all better do something. We want y'all to make this a crime. We want a harder punishment. And they wasn't playing. They demanded it and they got it. They came together, stuck together, not only as a people in this United States, but as a country. You ain't gonna mistreat our people. No, we'll pull some sanctions. We don't have that. We ain't got no country backing us. Nobody has ever came to the black people in the United States help. Out of the 400 years of slavery, no country has said, hey, y'all treating them people over there bad. Stop it. Nobody done that. You know why? Because we don't have a country. Ours is stooking. Hey, Regina. Appreciate you stopping through. Now, I'm just off observation, like I said, I'm gonna start the other channel and I'm gonna just give y'all the information, but just off of what we can observe. Think about what I just said. We, America, have went over to other countries because the way they was treating their people, right? And we started wars because of that, to liberate countries, right? Who has ever came over here to help us? Who has ever sent aid to the black communities, the ghettos? Because some of the ghettos look like third world countries. So who has ever sent it? Where's NATO at? We was looking from Africa, right? So why these African countries ain't demanding they treat their people right? Why haven't they did that? Everybody else did it. You mistreat a group of people from another country in America, and you go hear from their country, even if they're American citizens. You go hear from their country. Why haven't anyone did that for us? Because this is our country. This is our land. Think about this. If you look in the Black Law Dictionary and you look up prisoner of war, someone who was taken in the midst of a war. So if you go to another country and begin to steal the people, that's an act of war. So if people went to Africa and stole Africans, they were POWs. By NATO law, POWs reserve restitution for being prisoners of war. We don't get that. Ain't nobody coming to help us, man. Nobody. Nobody coming to help us. Everybody, look, we the ones who, anybody black, right, who has self-knowledge, has traveled the world, I'm pretty sure you experienced this. Other people respected you. anytime I went anywhere and talked to different people, I had a lady from Thailand who said, "You are lucky you know who you are. And that's why I respect you. But a lot of you don't. And that's why I can't." And it messed me up. And I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? Everybody know who we are except for us. And you know what? It's different experiences, because America, I mean, is the reason why everybody come here. A lot of people come here. There's a reason for that. But the experiences here for different people are different. The history here is different. Um, you know, but to I know people who moved back to Africa. I know people who moved down to Brazil. Um, they enjoying their life. So they enjoy it. But I know people who move too and move right back. Like, no, I'm straight. So it's a different experiences, but definitely our experience here in America is gonna be different from any group that come here or any group that's here. Being melanated people, just because our history here, our experience is way different. It's people who, you're just being real. It's people who come to this country, and they know they feel they better than us. They talk about their culture and what they do in their country and how they would treat. This is from personal experience. I had people tell me, well, this for you in my country, we'll do this. I'm like, oh, you're in America, so I'm going to do this. I had those conversations. Like growing up in Detroit, you're around a lot of different people. Polish people, boy. I almost knocked a couple old men out. I ain't going to lie. Them old Polish men, in a minute, they go off on you because you black. Yeah, it's like you get different experiences. In Detroit, like I said, Detroit is similar to New York when it comes to all the different cultures and races. A bunch of them here. So interacting with all different people, especially doing business, I got to experience. I got a lot of unique, different experiences dealing with different races. But the ones that, when they know you know who you are, they respect you. I will say that. But you said black people saying Mahomes isn't black is the problem in general. We reject each other for too many reasons, not hood enough. And see that I don't associate. Like I said, I was born a hillbilly, bro. I grew up in the woods, and then I moved to the hood. So imagine a hillbilly in the hood. That's what I was. And then, like I said, when you like, what is black? That was my question. Is it the melanin in our skin? Is it the heritage? Because a lot of, even if we say, like when we talk about like coming from, I know my ancestors didn't come from Africa. Mine didn't. So am I black? I can prove without a shadow of a doubt that my ancestors did not come from Africa on either side. So am I black? We was already here. Cherokee from one side, my daddy's side, Blackfoot from my mama's side. We was here. So it's like, what is black? Then you got people who came from the islands, melanated people. You have melanated people who came from Mexico. Believe it or not, came from down from Canada. Then you got the swarthy people. I mean, you got all different types of. So what is black? And I think that's where a lot of the confusion is, because if you look at any other culture, like say Asians, for instance, don't call Chinese person Japanese, don't call no Japanese person Filipino. No, they They are who they are. They're from different regions. They identify with their tribes. We call ourselves a black community. We don't even try to break ourselves up into tribes because we don't know that was taken from us. That's understandable. So since we know that, fuck it. Let's create our own tribes. We know what the problem is. So let's fix it. Think about it. Even back then, they had to create their own tribe. Someone had to start it. And just because it was taken from us don't mean we can't restart it. That's what I be trying to tell. That's what it is. We gotta this whole it sounds good, but I'm just saying just observe. That's all I'm asking you to do is to observe, look at it. When has the black community worked? And why doesn't it work? Because it's too many different ways of thinking. Like I applaud the Nation of Islam because they did what I'm telling y'all to do. They broke apart and said this is who we are. But guess what? Because y'all are brothers, we can help y'all or we can work with y'all with certain things. But we still us and y'all. But we'll work with y'all before we'll work with them. We'll welcome you in. You just have to accept our ways. I applaud them for doing that. Because they call you my black brother, but you not them. If you're not their people, you're not their people. They went and broke up into a tribe. They just used religion to do it. They found a purpose for all of them to come together and rally around. And they use religion. We can use something else. It don't have to be religion. My bad. Let me get in the chat real quick. Says as long as you did dirt in the street and did time, you can only be perceived as a real. Yeah. And say people fall into that because it's easy. Those are easy requirements, right? Realists. That's why I say motherfuckers lazy and take the easy way out. You want to be a real one? Hey, just go do some dirt in the street, do a little time, and when you come out, you an OG. Yeah, that's easy requirement. There's some lazy motherfuckers. They don't want to put that work in. Cause it takes work to be a man. Daily. Nah, and that be the killer part too, Realists. What you said, they don't own a corner. A lot of times people don't even own houses on the block that they claiming. That's crazy to me, man. My heritage goes back to 1835 when my father. Hey, there you go. They think, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, who was that? DJ Academic. He told somebody, he was like, he was arguing. I think it was from somebody with Chicago Realists. Maybe you know what I'm talking about when he told him, like, you don't even own the house. I'll buy your whole block out and put you out. And I'm like, that's some real shit. Like, he said, oh, you want a beef? I'll buy your house and put you out of it. Like, can you imagine somebody doing that? You claiming a hood and you get to a beef with somebody and they say, fuck you and buy the house. Oh, man, that's some shit I do. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Then I tear it down and make a garden. If I was really beefing with somebody, I'd do some ignorant shit like that. I'm letting y'all into my mind the way I think. I would do some ignorant shit like that. If I was beefing with somebody, I'd buy their house, tear it down, and build a garden and feed the community with the garden. Two back smart black. How the Mexican mafia involved and see that we need to protect. We need to take care of and protect people who are willing to put the work in. We don't do that. That's what I'm saying. Like, how did it make sense for them to raid the Black Panthers when the Black Panther was in the middle of the community they was protecting? Who protects the protector? The whole. Can you imagine if the whole community would have came out with butter knives or spoons? It would have been too many. Still, even with the weapons, they would have had the. But that would have gave them time to regroup, and that would have showed them like, no, you can't do this. You're not gonna do this. And that's just with butter knives and spoons. Imagine if they had rifles. You're not gonna come in. They would have had to send the guard in. Okay, you send the guard in. We'll bring some people from down south up. We'll mob on you. No, you're not doing this to nobody. Nah, see, and see, yeah, the way it is now, realist, bro. What that's what I'm saying. We need to redefine what a man is because I feel like, um, what in my opinion, like I'm older too. I ain't young, so um, if I have conflict with somebody, I should be able to. I'm a man. I should be able to talk to him. We don't got to go to blows. What we going to blows for? We got intellect, right? So me as a man, it's like, okay, if I got a conflict of interest, we talk about it. If we can't come down to an agreement, we walk away. But that's without any insults. Like, men, composure. Having composure. Like me as a man, for me to let somebody get into my head, how am I? How can I be a protector? This is just how I think, right? If I let somebody get in my head and make me act irrational, I'm not doing my duty. I have to be aware. I have to be alert. I have to protect my family and what's mine. Um, so I have to be able to have rational thinking, and I can't do that emotionally. So for someone to just get into me like that, that that's weakness. Me, mentally weak. That's what it meant to me. So a lot of this emotional stuff going on with men now. You saying words and bumping into you, stepping on a shoe, people dying for the little shit. It's like if I gotta kill somebody over some words, not only am I not protecting my family, I just took this man away from protecting his over something that we could have talked about. And like I said, a lot of times it be misunderstandings. Yeah, the butter knives and spoons, bro. I'm a bad boy. Yeah, they would have had to call the National Guard, but that's the whole point. Um, I'm just being real. That's the whole point, knowing that we willing to protect ourselves. You know, you have to. Once people see that, um, they know what they can do and what they can't do. You know, they know what they can and what they can't. If you got to go to that extent to call the National Guard, and now you got people riding out from other states to back us up, you have to call the military in. What's the next step? Okay, y'all got an army, we got an army. So look, let's come to a resolution. Stop fucking with us, and this won't happen. All this happened because you fucking with us. What you say? 22 Capitol Rise was a sugar toast, right? Where I don't even gotta be all yeah. Mega meltdown. Like one action gets another. And that's what I'm saying. Like they not thinking. These young brothers not thinking no more. And it's made cool, like you said. You do this, you do that. You real. You got clout. You got respect. Who wants that respect? What kind of respect is that to have? That ain't no. If you think that's a way to garner respect, um, you lost. And that's unfortunate. Scuff sneakers, yeah, man. I seen that. I appreciate you, Cat Daddy. Appreciate you. But yeah, I apologize for getting off subject, but that's what we do. We be having good conversations, and a lot of times they lead into other things. This was a good one, I think, because just to touch on what I think is a lot of the problems, almost any problem that I can think of that we suffer from all stems from the way we think. If we talk about the way women don't sometimes see the value in themselves and they stay around too long, same thing for the man. That's the way we think. If we think about, as Realists said, you go do some dirt in the street and go to jail, you become a real, that's a problem. The way we think, we got to change the way we think. But that's why we have these discussions to find solutions. And I think a lot of the solutions are we have to become more disciplined in teaching ourselves and teaching the youth the morals and values that'll guide us away from these things. Having self-love. Like I said, the more I love myself, the less I'm willing to hurt someone to look like me. Not just, I ain't trying to hurt nobody, period. But, it's hard to hurt yourself. And so those who look like you associate them with yourself. So if you love yourself, you can. When you love yourself, you begin to associate other people who look like you. So that's why I say it like that. The more I love myself, the less I want it thought about, and eventually, I never really think about hurting nobody that look like me. I want to build people. I want to help. I want to make people better because when you have people around you that when you have greatness around you, we usually strive for more, especially in groups. And it's like steel sharpens steel, just like reading these comments. A lot of times, y'all help me build my content, but that's what this is, right? Is us sharing information. So that's why I play on the comments a lot when making videos, is because, y'all help me make the video. Something RZA said inspired you. Takes 5 seconds for 5 years. Yeah. 5 seconds for 5 years. So it could take 5 seconds for a lifetime, But who said that off my man off $1 million worth of game? I'm lucky to be able to something RZA said to inspire me. What there is, I'm interested now, 22. What there is to say that inspired you? Oh, let me go back to the topic because I want to hit on what Tate said. When I was making this video, I was thinking like, what do people value in other people? And when I was thinking of the topic, I was like, normally people value in other people what they see in themselves. It's like almost a reflection. People like to, people feel comfortable with things that's familiar, that they can associate with. That's what I was thinking. And when I seen Tay in the chat, I was like, I hope she come up because I know she gonna say it. I manifested that. That's how I feel. That whole situation, the whole conversation. I feel like I manifested it because I thought about it, put the energy out there, and it happened. So I thought that was dope. But that was the whole point I wanted to make with this video is that a lot of times we value in other people what we value in ourselves. And sometimes it's the things that we don't value in ourselves we see in other people. And so it worked both ways. Again, Frankie, I know Frankie's still in here. Duality. So yeah, that's how that worked. So a lot of times, and sometimes you will see something in people you inspiring to, and you want to put yourself around it. So I guess that'd be the Trinity. Things you like, the things you don't like, and things you want. If we talk about being in the third dimension and functioning in threes, while we do stuff, the intentions. But it's a reflection. A lot of times the people, you associate with is because it's something in them that's in you, and it's relatable. It's comfortable, and that's why I say, like, I love passionate people. You can get so many different things done with passion. Desire is like the driving force of life for me. Well, you say to people who value, trust, and care, if they're a good friend, family, yeah, and that's what Tate said. She had to be able to depend on you, trust you. She want to feel like she matters, she care. That's definitely. What gummies you value? The one with the THC in them, Nate? Is those the gummies you value? Yeah, Nate value them funny gummies. The ones that make you feel happy. Late night munchy mode. But I got a confession to make, and I'm gonna do it at the end of this video because I don't think she gonna see it. But Leticia, I got a confession to make. I ate a slab of ribs yesterday. I know. I was gonna stay away from the pork, but I did it. So I just had to confess that. Hopefully she won't see it, and I don't have to mention it again. I don't think she watched the end of the video, so we'll help each other move and don't charge. But a case of beer, I'm that guy. Hey, I have like when people be like, "Hey man, can you do my break pad?" They used to tell them 22. Yeah, bring me a brew and a blunt. And when they come over, I get all the tools out and I teach them how to do it while I'm drinking the brew and smoking the blunt. But guess what? If you teach a man how to fish, you'll never get to feed him again. So they never had to ask me again. But yeah, I asked for a beer, and I think that's cheap. A beer and a blunt to teach you how to do some breaks. That's. I mean, I think that's a fair exchange. But James, is that not a fair exchange, bro? I teach you how to do your breaks. You'll never have to ask anybody to do it. And in fact, you can come over here and do it. Just every time you come, bring me a beer and a blunt. And we cool, right? Oh, nah. Y'all done got the Joker out. Y'all done brought the Joker out. But yeah, I think being aware of that is, I think that's helpful. Just understanding or intentionally looking for specific things and people that you can relate to, because that way you can build with them people. Just be intentional. And like, Cat Daddy said, he looked for the things he can't tolerate. And that's the way of his process of elimination, so that's another tool, another way to look at it. And the way I look at it is, I look for the things that, I like, And like Tay said, like Tay the balance of those two, because she said just be careful, um, because you might miss out. And like I said, I used to 5 years ago stuff I couldn't tolerate that I can tolerate now. So just be mindful of that too when you're looking at things you don't like in people. Uh, to elaborate on that, a lot of times when I see things I don't like in people, I try to figure out, is that a steady behavior, or is that because of a situation or a condition the person was in? Because a lot of times, like what Rilla said earlier, um, you would do things when you were in survival mode. You would do different things than you would do if you was in living mode. If you was actually living your life, um, you interact with people different. Um, your decision making is different. So when you're in survival mode, you may do things that you wouldn't normally do, but you have to do to survive. And if that's the situation or condition that I see in people, then I take that in consideration because, like I said, the way you interact with people um, determines the experience you have. And I see people who have bad interactions with other people, but the interactions with me are wonderful. So even that, is the so I don't judge people off of how they interact with other people. I judge how they interact with me, and I look at the situations and conditions of their interactions with other people, because a lot of times that makes a difference. Yeah, a lot of times that makes a difference. Look like a Portland jailbreak. What? Y'all done got Nate in the chat started. A Portland jailblazer. Yeah. Yeah, but if ain't nobody else go hit the link, I think I'm gonna end it. Yeah, going on 2 hours. But yeah, just remember that. Be intentional when interacting with people. Make sure you're getting something out of it. There's no point. Know your value. Like Tay said, know your value when you're dealing with people. Not just a relationship, a romantic or intimate relationship, but just in general. Know your value. And if you're not getting value out of the relationship, leave. No matter what type of relationship that is. We should be aware that we all should be getting something from something. Because eventually it's going to be a problem. Eventually. You might can tolerate it now, but eventually it'll turn into a problem. So know your value. Demand your value. Get your value. Out of all relationships, not just romantic, and your friendships. Both parties should be, properly exchanging energy. Nick got a keychain with 75 keys on it. Oh, Nate, that's funny, bro. Hold on, bro. I don't know why that's so funny to me, bro. I just picture Nate walking around with this big ass hoop of keys. Yeah, Perp. I was hoping you came up here too. I wanted number one and number two. But yeah, know your worth. Get out of there. There's no purpose of staying there. And then look, think about this. The more time you spend with things you don't want is the less time you have with the things you do. So understanding that if you're in any type of relationship, but especially a romantic relationship, the longer you're in that bad relationship, the less time you have finding that right person and enjoying that right person. That's something I had to learn, so holding on too long ain't good. for either side, because you wasting time. You know, when you hold on too long, you waste time. Hey man, that was my movie, bro. People understand. Flashing. Oh man, y'all should have been. Hey, y'all might as well hit the pan on Rose. Oh man, that was funny. Hey, I don't know why y'all mess with 22. He a little twisted, man. His creativity, his imagination is when he on, he on. Oh, head so old, his do rags, man. The sack of potatoes. Hold on, bro. Frankie is $7,500 in bus transfers. He said like a broken ashtray. Oh man. Hey, 22, bro, you gotta chill, bro. Cause every time you say something, I'm getting these pictures, bro. I just picture Frankie walking down the street with a garbage bag of bus transfers, bro. He said 7,500. You know, that's a garbage bag, bro. Oh man, yo, wow. But yeah, let me end this before y'all get me flagged. I don't know how I'm gonna get flagged. I don't do nothing, but yeah, just remember, hold on, what Frankie say? Oh, head, living room smell. Y'all too much, man. Y'all too much. Lovey, what up, though, Lovey? Lovey, you always pop in when I'm about to end it. And then when you pop in, like 10, 15 minutes later, my son wake up. Oh, I gotta take, my wife was, I gotta put the pictures up. Lovey showed my daughter so much love. And my wife was trying the bracelets on her wrist. And this little girl is like almost 12 pounds now. One of the bracelets didn't fit. My wife was like, "Well, we had to put it around her ankle or something because it's going." And I'm like, I don't know. Y'all women know how jewelry works, so. But yeah, I want to take some pictures. I just gotta take them like the ones we took. I just gotta crop them. I can crop them. Cutthroat, what up? Appreciate y'all coming through. Y'all came through at the tail end. But what y'all think, man? Since y'all here, because Cutthroat, you're OG, and Lovey, you know you one of my OGs. What you think about what values do you look at in people to make them valuable to you? We was touching trust, loyalty, respect. Is those some of the values to build off of, like build a relationship with a person off of? Like Queen Latifah. Yeah, they going at it in the chat. I told him. Hold on, man. That was a good one, bro. Hold on, where it go? Hey, oh, yeah, he got you, bro. Oh, yeah, look like Queen Latifah stunt double. Oh, man. Yeah. And that's true. Yeah, love you famous. But that's true, too, 22. If you want to have a friend, you got to be a friend. And that goes back to treat people how you want to be treated. Um, and it just goes to understanding another person, too. You know, what does the other person value as a friend? What is it that people see in you that they determine that, hey, this person is a friend? Is it the loyalty? Is it the respect? Is it the dependability? All them things Tay said. Um, is it those things that you look at a person and say, they're worthy of the title friend? Because I don't think even that the word friend should be thrown around. Um, that should be something earned, after displaying those things that you required. Okay, now you earned the title. Well, now we cool. Now we friends. It should be something built. It don't happen overnight. You get an understanding of a person. Like old head said, things in you I can tolerate because we still kicking it as friends because I got rid of the people who I couldn't tolerate the traits in. What? What's the jump wall? Oh man, y'all wild. Yeah, but yeah, just being aware, when you engage in relationships with people, just make sure you get some value out of it. Make sure the person value you just as much as you value yourself. Because if they don't, then that's usually when people take advantage of other people, when they don't value them. In my opinion, no one should be taken advantage of. It should be a fair exchange of energy between the parties. Because if I'm not getting nothing out of the relationship, then what's the purpose? Yeah, it's to be a friend. Yeah, yeah. Just like I think, like I said, it's building blocks. I got to be able to respect you, trust you, depend on you. You know, but those are, like I said, those are the building blocks. But for me personally, to even consider that, I got to see passion, determination, desire, drive. I got to see those aspects in you when living life because that's what's relatable to me. That's how I am. I'm passionate. I'm intrigued. I want to know things. I'm willing to learn. You know, um, so once I see those things, I'm comfortable with enough with a person to start, building with them. Um, but yeah, if they're not respectful, even if they have all these things, if they're not dependable, even if they have all those things, I can't deal with them, because they're not for me. So it worked both ways, it just determines what you know, willing to tolerate. Um, because a lot of times, I got friends that's not passionate, that's not intrigued. Um, they might have one category, but it's just one out of the three. So, but I can tolerate them, and I respect them, and I love them. I just know they just lazy. Built like a broken water here. Buffalo Nickel fail. Y'all really flaming in there. Well, let me get out of here. But again, hey, appreciate y'all coming to rock with me. Appreciate Tay for coming up, rapping with me. Appreciate you, so great insight. Old head from the chat, Realists from the chat. Y'all was really helping me build Frankie. Appreciate y'all. Perp, everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all. Um, Craig, what up, brother? Was you in the you was in the bushes? You ain't put the ninja sign up. Uh, Hey, Craig, you should have came up here on this one, bro. I would have been interested. But remember, hit that like button for me. If I said anything to resonate with you, hit that share button. And also, if you're new, hit that subscribe. But when y'all get a chance, do me a favor, go into the description and check out and go subscribe to Perp. I don't know if you're still in the chat, because somebody put biracial's link in the chat. She blessed me. I don't know if y'all seen this at the beginning, but I'm gonna play it again. Yeah, biracial hooked me up, but I appreciate y'all. I'm out.